difficulties, which when diagnosed properly can be successfully treated. A few symptoms of sleep disorders include fatigue, morning headaches, impotence, frequent urination, irritability, memory loss, high blood pressure, and loud snoring. If you have some of these symptoms, we may be able to help you identify and treat them before they cause more serious health conditions. Caldwell Medical Center offers studies in lab and in your home depending on your insurance company's requirements. Call 270-365-0300 for more information.
You have asked for the Princeton, and we have delivered. Now serving our Taste of Ireland menu at Black Patch Grill. These traditional Irish dishes are now available for lunch and dinner. Enjoy your favourites like the Irish burger, bangers and mash, shepherd's pie, or beef and Guinness pie. Enjoy the beer of the week with your meal or one of our specialty cocktails. Black Patch Grill is downtown's place to relax and enjoy a great meal with family and friends. Be sure to like our Facebook page for our daily specials. Black Patch Grill, Main Street, Princeton.
The doctor is in at Health First Community Health Center. Dr. Jamie Perry is ready to care for the community, providing primary care services at 1100 South Jefferson Street here in Princeton. Dr. Perry is accepting new patients and walk-ins are always welcome. At Health First Community Health Center, we are not just another doctor's office, we are your medical home. Call us toll-free at 1-877-667-7017.
And time now is 8:08. You're listening to your local hometown radio station, WPKY 103.3 FM, The Tiger, with another quick look at your weather forecast. It's currently 74 degrees with fair skies in downtown Princeton. Today we're looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon hours. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies with a high near 83. Tonight, a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 7, mostly cloudy skies, lows around 69. And looking ahead to tomorrow, Friday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, mostly in the afternoon hours. Otherwise, partly sunny skies tomorrow with a high near 86. And it's time once again for your Tiger Talk Morning Show. I have two very special guests with me in the studio this morning. Miss Chelsey Aikins. She is a nurse practitioner at Health First Community Health Center. And also Jenna Jerger. She's the Chief Administrative Officer and Marketing Director. How are y'all this morning?
Doing good, thanks.
Well, we're so happy to have you. Change your mics. Sorry. Well, we're so happy to have you. How about first, do you mind just introducing yourself to the community, Chelsey?
Yes. My name is Chelsey Aikins, and as some of you may know, I'm a nurse practitioner at Health First, located here in Princeton, Kentucky. I graduated with my master's degree from Walden University in 2016, and I'm ANCC accredited with a specialty in family practice care. I've also just become NRCME certified in order to provide DOT exams. I was a nurse for 7 years before becoming a nurse practitioner and have worked in medical, surgical, and vascular care, as well as community-based care through Caldwell's Health Department. I've now been working at Health First for a little under a year as a nurse practitioner.
Okay, so are you from the community, Chelsey?
Yes, born and raised here in Princeton.
So then you worked for 7 years at the Health Department before you came to Health First?
Well, for about 5 years at the Health Department and then 2 years at Baptist in Paducah in a medical, surgical, and vascular care.
Okay, so you were at Paducah, you say, and then you had the opportunity to come back to the community with Health First, which I'm sure is exciting.
Yes, and I was happy to. So.
Okay, well, how about telling me a little bit about Health First? I know it's relatively new in the community, so I'm sure there's still a lot of listeners that aren't entirely sure what all the services are that you provide.
Yeah, we provide a lot of great services, and in fact, we are a federally qualified health center, and what that means is we're a community-based health center that receives funds from HRSA, which is a health center program to provide primary care services in underserved areas. And Princeton has a lot of underserved areas, so it's great to have here in Princeton. Being a federally qualified health center means that we do not turn anybody away. We are able to also provide a sliding scale fee for those who qualify based on household size and income. We accept almost all insurances. I also work with Dr. Jamie Perry, who many people are already familiar with because she has served this area for 10 years now. A lot of people know her first through Perry Family Medical, and then she joined Health First over a year ago. Dr. Perry and I provide comprehensive primary care services, and we also have two other great providers, Amanda Ort, who provides behavioral health, and Allison Schote is our registered dietitian, who also specializes in diabetes education. And on top of the providers, we really do have a great organization and lovely staff at Health First. I've always been blessed with great people to work with, which is a blessing in itself. We truly have an amazing group. And I'm not just saying that because they're listening, because I know they are. So hi, girls. I love you all.
Well, let's talk a little bit. So it's a federally qualified health center, and you talked a little bit about that you don't turn anyone away, no matter their ability to pay. Can you?
No, sir, we do not. We work with patients, and Jenna can probably tell you a little bit more about our sliding scale.
Hello. We have a sliding fee scale program that we provide to everyone. And in order to qualify, it is based on your income and household size. We have 4 classes of slides, and we base these on the federal poverty guidelines, but we want to make sure everyone receives health care. So people that might not otherwise be able to afford health care, we offer the sliding fee program to prevent barriers to care.
How do people know where they fall on the sliding scale? Is there somebody they can speak to at Health First?
Yes. Every new patient is offered the sliding fee scale and given information about that program. They are also able to set up an appointment with an outreach person. We have Rebecca Boyd at our Princeton clinic. She's awesome, so Rebecca would be happy to help you. And we also have prescription assistance programs available to help patients that might not be able to afford their medications. And Rebecca would be your go-to person to talk to about those type of programs as well.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about your contact information for anyone who might be interested. Can you share your number and your location?
Yes, we are located at 1100 South Jefferson Street right here in Princeton. A lot of people in Princeton will probably know that as where Dr. Littlejohn and Dr. Settle used to be located. So now Dr. Perry and myself are there. Our phone number is 270-365-9455.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit more about your providers. So how many providers did you say you have total?
There's a total of 4.
Total of 4. All right. Do you have any plans to add any more, or do you think that's
I don't know.
pretty much a full house right now?
I don't know. The more the merrier, I say.
Yep.
Well, let's see. And, of course, one thing I know you wanted to talk about this morning is, school's back in session.
It is.
So there's always a lot of fun things that go along with that, so I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, school is back in session, and as many of you probably know, there were some changes to the immunization guidelines that started in July. And if you don't, the school will probably be contacting you, telling you your kid may be out of date in regards to the immunizations. Oh, yeah. So all students in kindergarten through 12th grade must now show proof of having received 2 doses of the hepatitis A vaccine. And also, students aged 16 years or older must now show proof of having received 2 doses of the meningococcal vaccination to attend school. However, if the child is 16 and they just received their first dose of the meningococcal vaccination after the age of 16, then a second dose is not required for school entry. And a little bit about these things. We talk about the hepatitis A vaccination, the meningococcal vaccination. Hepatitis A is a vaccine-preventable communicable disease of the liver caused by the hepatitis A virus. It's usually transmitted person to person through the fecal-oral route or consumption of contaminated food or water.
So sorry, not to interrupt.
No.
So the Hep A's, that's a new vaccine, or?
No, it is not new. Neither one of these are new.
Well, I mean, new requirements.
Yes, they're just new. They're just new requirements, and for several years these have been recommended, not always required. The hepatitis A, a lot of times when you're younger, kids may have gotten that. And then the meningitis vaccination, a lot of kids are required to get at the age of 11, but now it's the second dose that they're requiring after the age of 16.
Okay, so they've just changed it from recommended to actually required to be able to attend our schools.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
well, sorry.
No,
if you want to share some more about meningitis.
Yes, meningitis is caused by a type of bacteria that is spread from person to person, which causes inflammation of the protective membranes covering the brain and the spinal cord. Acute illness can appear mild at first, but can progress rapidly, becoming very serious and deadly in a matter of hours. So both of these are things that we do not want to get. So vaccination is very, very important, which is why we want your kids to get up to date. We will help anyone at Health First to be able to find their vaccination records and to make sure that your child's up to date. All you have to do is call our office, give us information about your child, and there are a few offices now that are requiring a parent to sign a release to be able to get those immunization records, but you could stop by, sign the release, we could get those, look at them, and then we would contact you back to let you know if your child's needing any immunizations. I'm sure they're hoping they don't, but if they do, we can definitely set them up an appointment to come in and get them up to date to be sure that they can continue to go to school.
Yeah, so I mean, if parents aren't entirely sure what their child's immunization record is, I mean, that's something you'll help, try to figure out what they've already had and can help make sure that they're all up to code, I guess, up to snuff.
Yes, sir. We'd be happy to do so. And like I said, our number again is 270-365-9455 for all those parents that are going, well, is my kid up to date right now? So write it down and give us a call. We'd be happy to help you out.
Sounds good. Okay, well, let's take a quick break real quick, and then we'll come back and talk more with Chelsey Aikins and Jenna Jerger. You're listening to the Tiger Talk Morning Show. Stay tuned. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouthwatering desserts sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors and More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors and More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Quality brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. There is a reason why we say you can walk on our reputation. Come see Bill and Lucy at 127 West Market Street or call 270-365-9869.
The doctor is in at Health First Community Health Center. Dr. Jamie Perry is ready to care for the community, providing primary care services at 1100 South Jefferson Street here in Princeton. Dr. Perry is accepting new patients and walk-ins are always welcome. At Health First Community Health Center, we are not just another doctor's office, we are your medical home. Call us toll-free at 1-877-667-7017.
And we're back with the Tiger. Well, let's see. Wait, I forgot what it was called. Tiger Talk Morning Show. There we go. I haven't been here long enough. I haven't re-remembered all the jargon yet. But I'm happy to have with me in the studio this morning Miss Chelsey Aikins and Miss Jenna Jerger, both from Health First Community Health Center. And Chelsey is going to share a little bit now that school's back in session about how to help keep your child from getting sick. So I'll turn it over to you.
With school now in session, we're also seeing a rise in sick children. Recently, at our office, we've been seeing a lot of stomach bug and the strep. Of course, being in close quarters with schoolmates creates a pool of bacteria and germs. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the typical child has 6 to 12 illnesses a year, ranging from mild to severe. One of the best things that parents can do for their child is teach them healthy habits. This includes making sure they get plenty of sleep, exercising regularly, and a good consumption of healthy food, along with not drinking/eating after others' utensils such as forks, spoons, and drinks. It is important for school-age children to wash their hands often, and when not able to wash their hands, to use antibacterial gels. This is especially important after using the restroom, sneezing, and blowing their nose. I recommend that all parents, it's hard to have a sink in the school classroom. I know they can go out and do that at the restroom, but for all parents to help, send like antibacterial to the local school to help with that. But, teaching your child, to blow your nose in a tissue and then wash your hands, sneezing, into your elbow, and then making sure you wash your hands. And, of course, like I mentioned earlier, not eating or drinking after others is very important because germs are spread everywhere.
Now, I thought sharing was caring. Isn't that what we're supposed to teach our kids?
Yeah, in most ways. In most ways.
I guess this is probably the exception to the rule. So.
Yes, and we are seeing a rise in strep throat and the stomach bug. I've seen quite a few recently at the office, and it's already the beginning of the school year, so you can only imagine how things are going to continue. So,
well, as we get into the colder months and fall, is there any other illnesses that spike this time of year that parents should be on the lookout for, or is that...
The flu will be coming up, and
right
that's
around
quite
the corner.
Interesting. Yes, we recommend that everyone get their flu shots. That's one of the best preventative ways of getting the flu, and I've heard people say, well, even if you get the flu after the flu shot, that it can decrease the symptoms, the severity of it. So it's just very important to stay up to date with that as well, which in a few months we should be offering that at Health First.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. I was sure that the flu shot would be available at Health First. I didn't know if y'all had a...
Yes, it will. I'm probably next month is when I'm in September, October.
Yes, I would say we should receive those in a few weeks, and just check with our office. Feel free to give us a call and just check to see if those are available yet.
Okay. Well, then there's two sides. Of course, we have the preventative side, which we just talked about, but your child gets sick, and then the question is, when do you keep them home from school? So
Yes, that's a good question. My child was very sleepy this morning, and of course that's not an illness, so I sent him straight on to school. He wasn't very happy with me, but a child with a fever greater than 100.5 degrees Fahrenheit needs to stay home from school until the fever is gone for at least 24 hours. Any child with diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting must stay home from school and should not go back until the symptoms have resolved for at least 24 hours. Children can attend school with mild sore throats as long as no other symptoms are occurring. However, any child with a sore throat associated with fever, vomiting, abdominal pain, or difficulty swallowing should be evaluated by a physician before returning to school. A child who has strep, which again I mentioned earlier has been going around, must be on antibiotics for at least 24 hours before returning to school to prevent others from being exposed to that. Cough alone may not prevent your child from attending school unless it is interfering with child's sleep or ability to participate in school activities. If the cough is productive and has phlegm or is associated with fever or trouble breathing, then keep your child home from school and arrange to have the child seen by their physician. Many rashes occur throughout the year as well, and that's a good question. Well, what is this rash? What is that rash? Is it contagious? Do I need to send my child to school or keep them at home? However, many of these rashes will resolve spontaneously and are not reason to keep a child home from school. Any rash associated with symptoms such as trouble breathing or swallowing, fever, or ill appearance should be evaluated by your primary care provider. Rashes that are itchy or scaly may be contagious and should be evaluated before sending a child back to school. Last but not least, any child with head lice or nits should not be sent to school.
Oh, head lice. Have y'all seen any of that yet?
Yes, actually
Really?
we have. And with school starting back, even more of it's going to be coming in.
Yeah, it's just getting started probably.
And the parents are probably like, oh no. Yeah, it's just as bad for the parents, I feel like, as for the children because it takes some tedious treatment to be able to get head lice gone.
Yeah. And we're talking about keeping kids home from school. I think that's always the question is where that drawing line is. Because, of course, if you're a kid, any small tummy ache, should be reason enough. And, we were talking about before about some of the ways, faking it, trying to stay home, using the old, what did you say, put in the thermometer under the
blow dryer.
See, I always tried the light bulb, but the light bulb always ended up I would be dead if I had that temperature. So
yes, my mom, you couldn't get it past her.
Yeah,
no, she knew. She was like,
absolutely
not.
Yeah.
You're going to school. I'm sorry, but if you start throwing up, they'll call me.
Yeah.
You're good. Well,
since you did mention head lice, let's talk a little bit more about it because that is an issue parents face every year with their kids going to school. So
it is, and I hate it just as much for the parents as I do the children. And the school backed me up on this. They do not want children sent to school if there's any signs of any head lice. And I'm pretty sure that Caldwell is considered has a no-nit policy, meaning no active head lice and no active nits. But I'll go into this a little bit. It's most common among preschool and elementary school age children and their household members and caretakers. Parents should examine their child's head. I recommend just kind of doing it regularly, especially at the beginning of the year, but especially behind the ears and at the nape of the neck for crawling lice and nits, especially if they exhibit symptoms of head lice infestation. Symptoms include, of course, itching, visible lice on the scalp, and lice eggs on the hair shafts. If crawling lice or nits are found, all household members should be examined for crawling lice and nits every 2 to 3 days.
Now, what are nits?
Nits are the eggs that the lice lay on the hair shaft. And I recommend that parents, if you have not seen a nit before, get online and look them up.
I was going to say Google. That sounds like a Google opportunity
It is.
there.
It definitely is. Or live lice.
Yeah.
And the best way to look at this is in daylight or taking the lampshade off of a lamp. That way that light can hit your child's hair and you can see. And I know I've ran into several people who are like, I just don't see them. And I'm looking right at them and I see them because I know there's many people with vision issues. And that's when I recommend if you're concerned or I don't see anything, but your child's itching or somebody else has found, let's say the nurse has sent the child home and you're like, I don't see any. bring them out to Health First.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to look at them and to show you what a knit looks like when I find one. And that's something I do. When I find one, I'll get the parent and I'll say, hey, come here. This is what it looks like. This is what you're looking for, or live lice. That way you know what you're looking for, and you know what you're not looking for when you're trying to figure out, is it all gone? So, because that's an important aspect of lice. You don't want to send your kid back to school and them give head lice to other kids.
Yeah, start a lice epidemic.
Yes, as well as in the home, because you're susceptible to that as well, which is where I was going to get around to, how to treat it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of over-the-counter treatments as well as prescription treatments that can be ordered by a physician. To eliminate head lice successfully, it is very important that all treatment instructions and steps be carefully followed and completed. There's steps to help prevent and control the spread of head lice as well. Teaching your child to avoid head-to-head, hair-to-hair contact during play and other activities at home, school, and elsewhere, like sports activities, playgrounds, slumber parties, camp, making sure they're not sharing brushes. Helmets is a big thing in the summer with baseball, softball. Not sharing clothing such as hats, scarves, coats, sports uniforms, hair ribbons, or barrettes. This is something I see. In fact, the other day, it's bad, I guess, because I'm a physician. The first thing I think of, I see a boy grab a hat from another boy, and he's putting it on, and then the girl's grabbing it, and they're throwing it around, tossing it. I'm going, oh, my goodness.
It's just
lice.
All you
head
can
lice
think.
There. Yeah.
That's a nurse practitioner for you. Stop sharing. There's lice.
Sad, yeah.
There could be.
And then, of course, making sure you disinfect combs and brushes, used by an infested person by soaking them in hot water for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Not lying on the beds, couches, pillows, carpets, stuffed animals that have recently been in contact with an infested person is very important as well.
Yeah, that's interesting you mentioned that. So, if your kid does get lice, what you have to do after. You get the lice off the kid, but then you got to make sure, I guess, the lice
is not in the home.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or
on the things they've been using, including the stuffed animals.
Yeah, which I'm sure a lot of people don't think of.
Yes. We have a child with a bed full of 20 million stuffed animals, and these parents are going, what do I do with those? Because, I can't fit all those in the washer. If I do, it may ruin some of them. So what we suggest with things like that, clothing and items that are not washable can be dry cleaned or sealed in a plastic bag and stored for 2 weeks. And then the lice should be gone after that.
Okay.
But making sure you're doing that properly, as well as the things that can be washed, such as the bed linens, dry clothing, and other items that an infested person wore or used during the 2 days before treatment using hot water. They mentioned 130-degree Fahrenheit laundry cycle, and the high heat drying cycle is what you need to use
really
for those types of items.
Get rid of them, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want them to come back either.
No, you don't want a lice infestation in your house, I would say.
No, not at all. And, vacuuming the floor and the furniture, particularly where the infested person sit or lay. And like I said earlier, if you don't know, if it's gone or if you can't see it, bring them out to Health First or your family physician so that, we can check for you. And we can also write prescriptions for the treatment if you're needing that, because it is fairly affordable over the counter. But we know there's several people that cannot insurance will cover head lice treatment. So
okay. Well, I was going to ask you, too, I didn't know if there was any home remedies you might suggest, or if, especially, I guess, since you had the prescription assistance at Health First, that should really help.
Yes, definitely. I will mention this, and this is something that I know a lot of people are aware of, but if you're not, there is a preventative life spray. In fact, I think I just saw Main Attraction send out some information about it. It is called Fairy Tales.
Okay.
And it is a spray that you put on your hair, you would do it every morning before you go to school, and it helps repel lice.
Huh.
Not that you're not going to get it completely, but this helps. I think it's got tea tree oil in it and some other things that lice are not attracted to. And there's also the tale that lice is attracted to certain types of hair. But lice really like clean hair, clean, long hair. So I'm sure some of the people that have come in for their physicals, especially the preschool with the girls with the long, beautiful hair, I'm looking at Mom going, I just want to let you know, there is head lice risk, with her going to preschool. If you could put her hair up, that's another thing, put the child's hair up every day, just to kind of prevent that as well is a good thing to do.
A little easier for the guys. You can just always give them a buzz cut.
It is. However, guys can get head lice as well.
True.
They can. I've seen it, but yeah. I've seen threats of getting their hair buzzed, and the boys are typically the ones that come back with that.
Yeah.
The girls, I think, would be a little more devastated.
It's just a little bit, I'd
Yeah.
say. Yeah, guys are a little easier with that.
Yeah.
So, but all right, well, let's take another quick break, and we'll come back and we'll wrap it up this morning. Again, you're listening to the Tiger Talk Morning Show. Time now is 8:31. Stay tuned. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouth-watering desserts, sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors and More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors and More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Quality brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. There's a reason why we say you can walk on our reputation. Come see Bill and Lucy at 127 West Market Street or call 270-365-9869.
The doctor is in at Health First Community Health Center. Dr. Jamie Perry is ready to care for the community, providing primary care services at 1100 South Jefferson Street here in Princeton. Dr. Perry is accepting new patients, and walk-ins are always welcome. At Health First Community Health Center, we are not just another doctor's office, we are your medical home. Call us toll-free at 1-877-667-7017.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouth-watering desserts, sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz. And we're back with the Tiger Talk Morning Show. Time now is 8:33. If you're just tuning in, once again, I have two very special guests in the studio with me. There's Miss Chelsey Aikins and Miss Jenna Jerger. They're both from Health First Community Health Center, and they've been sharing some interesting tidbits and advice about how to keep your children nice and healthy and happy now that school's back in session. So they've also had some recent events for kids. There was that City County Pool Free Swim Day. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we had that last Saturday, and it blew my mind how many people were there. We had over 200 people show up at the City County Pool. It was truly awesome.
That is an amazing turnout.
It was a good time. There was, kids running everywhere.
Yeah.
We also gave out Frisbees and several other things, and got to talk to the community a little bit more about Health First, which I felt was good. But everyone there seemed like they were having a really good time, and it was just a time for people to come out and enjoy, like one of the last days of summer, because there's not many weekends left before it starts to get cold.
It's gone too soon. I don't know where the summer months went.
I don't either.
And we hope to make this an annual event, so right after school to celebrate school being back in session, offering that free swim day for the community so that everyone can get together and celebrate and have a good time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the kids will appreciate that, and the parents as well. I'm sure that you can go ahead and put it on your schedule. An annual community outreach event. That'd be nice. And then you have another event coming up talking about a community outreach. Well, not really y'all's event, but it's Black Patch, and y'all are going to be a part of it. What all are y'all going to have there?
I believe we have a booth that is going to be set up, and
just some information for the community. I guess maybe some Frisbees or something.
There will be several of us at the booth at different times during the day. So if find us, I don't know where we're going to be out there on the strip out there, but we'll be located somewhere, so just be on the lookout for us and come over, say hi, introduce yourself, and if you have any questions about Health First or any of our providers or need information, then we'd be happy to meet you and give it to you.
Yeah, so a good meet and greet for all the staff that we discussed earlier. You want to go over your staff again? I know it was at the beginning, just who all you can expect to see if you go out to Health First location on South Jefferson Street.
Yes, myself is there. which I'm sure you've heard enough about today. And then Dr. Perry is there as well. We also have Allison Schote, who is our registered dietitian, and she also specializes in diabetes education. And then we have Amanda Ort, who is our mental health specialist at our Princeton location, and she's great as well. Like I said, we have a great providers and a great staff. Yeah. And I think if you come out and meet us, you'll kind of agree.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's not something I probably should have hit on earlier, but you have a dietitian, which is really, I think, that seems a little unusual for that to be a service y'all offer.
She is Allison. She is great. Allison is awesome at what she does, and she in fact keeps us in shape there as well. We recently,
I guess it's not fun to have a dietitian on staff. I'm glad we don't have one here at the radio station.
No. She's good. She doesn't stay on top of us too hard.
Yeah.
But
so you can still have chocolate donuts in the morning, or
we can, and we'll try to sneak it behind our back as we go by our office. But we also just recently at Health First completed a walk across Kentucky, which was promoted by Allison, in order for our facility to kind of gear up and try to lose weight and become more active, which I think was great too.
Yeah.
Yes, we want to promote a healthy lifestyle with our employees and with the community.
Yeah. Well, I think too, especially, you mentioned here that she helps with diabetes, which of course is a huge problem in our community and the area at large. So, I mean, that's a great service available for those who suffer from that.
It is, and she also does diabetes education classes. I'm not exactly sure when her next one's coming up. I don't know if you know or not, Jenna.
Oh, we do not have one planned yet, but you can check our website or our Facebook page for more information. I'm sure we will have another class planned pretty soon, and some of the listeners may have actually heard Allison speak a couple months ago about the diabetes education classes, and they're free classes that she offers. There are 5 or 6 interactive classes, and each class covers a different topic. So our goal is to provide programs to the community to help promote health and wellness, and we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity for health care. So come on to our office and see us, and if you don't have insurance, if you have insurance but maybe you might have a high deductible or you're just underinsured, come see us at Health First. We've got programs to be able to help to get you care.
Yeah, so really, if you need care, go to Health First. Don't let money be the thing keeping you from getting the medical attention that you need.
Right.
It's really, I feel like, with your being what is a federally qualified health center, I mean, that's really y'all's mission in the community, correct?
Yes. It is. Everyone deserves health care. Which is very important. And, I want to mention, too, that with our scheduling, every day between mine and Dr. Perry's schedule, we have at least 8 slots, open slots, meaning like the day before you couldn't schedule for these slots. You would call the same day to be able to get in. So if you're sick and you're like, I bet they're full over there, we normally are not. We have 8 open spots for same-day scheduled visits. So if you wake up, in the middle of the night, in most cases with a stomach bug, or your child, or, you wake up one morning and you feel sick, or the day before you felt fine, but today you just feel a lot worse, give us a call and check and see if we have an appointment, and we'd be happy to help you.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm sure people appreciate that, because I know when you wake up in the morning and it's, like you said, 6 o'clock in the morning, you thought, gosh, I need to get to the doctor today, but that last minute, you really don't expect people to have openings. But so y'all actually set those times aside, which is, I'm sure, a very much appreciated service.
Yes, we have 8. And also, something I'd like to mention is actually when we are open, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we're open from 8 to 5. Wednesdays is awesome because I feel like a lot of people don't know this either. We are actually open at 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And we stay open until 6. So those of you that work and need to get lab work done or need to have an appointment at 7, and don't want to take off from work to get that regular appointment made, call and we can fit you in there, as well as, a lot of people don't want to miss work to come get things done as well. So in the afternoon or when kids get out of school, we have those openings until 6 o'clock as well. And then on Fridays, we are open from 8 to 3.
Yeah, that's great. Because really, I guess, we were talking earlier about when you should keep your kids home from school, but unfortunately, doctors' excuses don't work as well in the adult, grown-up work world. So that's nice. So if you got kind of a tickle in your throat or something, need to go get some medicine or get a prescription filled, I guess you have that 7 o'clock option available for them, which I'm sure is really appreciated as well. And then there was another thing I really wanted to hit on, especially since it's really a national topic right now, is mental health services. And you also have a dedicated staff member for mental health, correct?
We do, Amanda Ort, and she is great too. And in order to get an appointment with her, you do not need an actual referral.
Okay.
So if you have concerns, or you have a child that is needing counseling or family member, you can call Health First again at 270-365-9455 and just tell them I need to make an appointment for myself or for your child or whomever with Amanda Ort, and she'd be happy to see them.
And so it doesn't require the prior referral, you said, which I think is something that might interest some of our listeners.
It does not.
Okay. Well, we've talked about a lot this morning. Is there anything that you want to hit on again? Any highlights you'd like to cover? I feel like we've given our listeners a lot of good information, hopefully introduced them to you and Health First and everything that y'all do for the community and hope to do for the community. Is there anything else you'd like to say and wrap up?
I would just like to welcome anyone that would like to come to Health First. We are, like I said, we are accepting new patients, and we would be happy to have you come join us at Health First. And if you have any questions or concerns or immunization concerns, then just give us a call, and we will work with you and would be happy to meet you.
Sounds great. And can you share the contact information one more time?
Yes, I can. It is 270-365-9455, and we are located at 1100 South Jefferson Street, located in Princeton, Kentucky, 42445.
The old Dr. Settle and Dr. Littlejohn office.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Is there anything else you'd like to share this morning, Ms. Jerger?
Oh, no, thank you.
All right. Well, I appreciate so much having y'all in the studio with me this morning. Once again, that was Ms. Chelsey Aikins, Ms. Jenna Jerger. Chelsey is a nurse practitioner at Health First, and Ms. Jerger is Chief Administrative Officer and Marketing Director. So happy to have you this morning. And be sure to stay tuned for our noon and 5 o'clock. And tomorrow's morning news hour, we'll have more information, a wrap-up of all the conversation this morning. And, of course, you can always go on our website, WPKYonline.com, and rewatch this interview. So happy to have you all today. Let's see. It is currently, if I can get my computer to come up, it's currently 8:43. Let's take another look at your weather forecast this morning. It's currently 74 degrees with fair skies in downtown Princeton. Today, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon hours. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, high near 83. And tonight, 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 7. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, lows around 69. We're going to take another break. We'll be back around 9 with your Thursday morning sideline report. You're listening to The Tiger. Stay tuned.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors and More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors and More carries luxury